Morning all, I'm Johnny B and welcome to Sunny Coast Celtic episode 39. Hope you're all having a good weekend so far, particularly with the result, maybe not the match, but at the end of the day it's 3 points in the bag. I don't know how we got them, but we got there. But look, I think I'll firstly touch on what's happening at board level. We've got to talk about this. I've been kind of dodging the board carry on for a while. I've just been trying to be concentrating on the games and what's coming up next, but I think something's got to be done now. Over the last few days from the AGM, it was an absolute shambles. The Celtic board in particular, Peter Lawwell, coming out and like they're basically telling people to be quiet and behave and shushed, and man, do they think they're at school? Like they're not dealing with an under 10 schoolyard here. They're dealing with grown men and people that have put their money into this club, and they're taking the absolute piss now. The board are saying they're all Celtic supporters. Now, if they have any decency and they are Celtic supporters, do what's best for the club and walk away, because this is becoming an absolute joke. Well, the laughing stock of the world now. Everybody's watching that. I mean, imagine them, they're getting up and walking out just because they don't like what they hear. Or just spit the dummy and throw it out the buggy and then away we go. And then come back in and try again. And then for what I can't understand is Dermot Desmond's got his son there who's doing all the talking on his behalf. And it's not just off the cuff, this has been planned. And Dermot Desmond has to get the balls to come up and have this AGM with him there, the major shareholder, like sending your son. That's like somebody having a go at you in road rage or something, and your wife sitting next to you, you go and deal with that. You know, that's absolute nonsense. Grow a pair of balls and come out and talk to the fans. Let them have their say. We've been getting treated like shit for a while now. And I've had mates calling me and I've had mates texting me saying, you've kind of left the board alone, and I have, for a particular reason, that I just wanted to try and move forward with football rather than all the politics behind it. But now that they've stood up there and nullified all the Celtic supporters, calling the Celtic supporters bullies, we're the supporters are the people that are putting the roof over your heads and keeping the club going. If it wasn't for these supporters, or bullies as you call them, that's an absolute go at the fans and everybody else associated with Celtic. It's like there's a divide now, and there should never be a divide, and there is one now. And I'm maybe just too naive to notice this about 2 months ago or whenever it first started, but when Brendan Rodgers went, it seems to me now that they shouldn't have said a word about that. They should have just let him go, because they're only telling you what they want us to hear. They're only telling us why these managers aren't signing, why the players aren't signing, why we're not offering them enough money, why we're not, who's picking this, who's deciding that this person comes in or this person goes. Like, as I keep saying, Greg Taylor, Adam Ida, you know, you've got Kuhn, players that all left, and the players that are coming in are nowhere near. We're still good enough to beat teams that we should have beat these teams to qualify for Europe and that. But the point is, I've been trying to keep a low profile with the board, but this time after that AGM, that was an absolute disaster. We're the laughing stock again, and all we're going to go for here is downhill unless that board move on. So there's going to have to be a takeover again. This is just garbage now. I can't believe they went up there and treated everybody like kids. And all these shareholders and supporters have got every right to shout sack the board and put up the red cards, because we've had enough now. And then I watched an interview with Martin O'Neill, and I'm thinking to myself, poor Martin's getting thrown under the bus here. Nobody asked him a question about the St Mirren game. All they asked him about was the board and Dermot Desmond and this and that and his relationship. And the poor guy, even if he tried to answer it right, it was always going to come out wrong. It was a nonsense. And this is the first time I've went like to myself, right, okay, this board have to go. They've got to. look, they've all got big money in this club, and what's going to happen is that I don't know how we're going to get them out, because they'll keep voting each other in, and they're the main shareholders with the votes. So unless we pick them up and throw them out the door, they ain't going. The only way we could maybe do this is, and I don't want to do this, but don't go to any games. Don't go anywhere until this is moved on. And I know that's going to affect the team, but maybe we have to take one in the chin just to get back up later on and go again, because it's just going to go downhill. And as for, look, we obviously need to talk about the game against this. This is why we're on here, but I could not let that board carry on go by. I don't know what they're going to do then. Are they going to have the AGM or they not? Is people going to get a chance to question them or not? They should have took that in the chin and then apologise. But to call all the fans bullies, and all they're doing, the Green Brigade are copying it because of them and all. I said a few weeks ago they can't do this. There's too much good going on with the Green Brigade to keep them out of the games. It's nonsense. I think if we should all be behind them now and go, right, you know what, if they're not getting in, we're not coming in either. You make your mind up. The board have accused the fans of bullying and that. The board are the ones that are bullying. They're pulling all the strings and they're bullying our club. They're bullying all the normal fans. And it's time, when a bully does that, they got to go. So they have to take a leaf out the rain book and they got to move on. So remember what happened with Celtic for change and all that. We're going to have to go down that road again, and it's going to take everything away from the football and what we're trying to achieve here. Look at Europe. Europe's a mess. We've already lost a few games in Europe. We're playing Feyenoord on this week, which is going to be do you want to go there and win? Of course you want to win every game, but I'm not so sure now. I think we just need to concentrate on the league, because the way this is going, it's all going to be pear-shaped by Christmas. The club don't know what they're doing. As I said before, why did we not get a manager in the international break there? Is that the board again? Are they too busy pissing about, writing stupid statements for the AGM, or are they looking at what's happening at the club? Because that was a priority. You know, they could have said, we're getting a manager in first, then we'll have the AGM in 2 weeks' time, or whatever it is, once we sort out a manager. But trying to do everything and then blame the fans, get it up, ease. We're not going to listen to ease anymore. Go now and don't come back. The lot of ease. It's a disaster. So, again in Europe, I don't care if we win this game in Europe. We're not going to go any further in Europe. We're struggling to put a team on against Premier League teams in Scotland. Never mind, go there. Put the B team out. Does it really matter? They'd probably give me a fight anyway, but I'm not going there with any hope. And then you've still got an away game at Bologna. You've got home to Roma. These are all games that are they winnable? No, I don't think so. No, the way we are at the moment. So forget Europe. And I've said it right to the start of this. Europa League, it's a free hit, but now it's going to cost us the league for this season. And again, is it that's going to cost it, or is it all the turmoil with the board? Because it's all right saying the players are nothing to do with it, but it's like something happening at your own job. If the hierarchy's not happy and there's a bit of stuff going on, it affects you doing your job, because you're wondering if you're going to be paid next week. You're going to, you know what I mean? So it's got a knock-on effect on everyone. And right now it's got to have an effect on Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney, because they don't know if they're coming or going, and they're just training that team for week-to-week performances. The board need to go like that to Martin and Sean. You've got this job to the end of the season, or you haven't got the job to the end of the season. You're going next week because we've got this guy in. But see, every day Martin O'Neill waking us up, he doesn't know if that's the day that they're going to say, well, we're getting somebody in. It's a fucking absolute joke. And good on you, Martin, for sticking by Celtic. And I know Dermot Desmond's your mate and all that, mate, but think of the Celtic supporters. We'd love you to stay until somebody comes in, but somebody needs to come in quickly, and they can't even get that sorted. Anyway, enough of the rant and raving. We'll keep it. This is going to be going for weeks, because it's not going to be an easy resolve here. Now, on the game against St Mirren, that was tragic. I don't know what other word to use. It was absolutely awful. They two teams could have just never bothered coming out in the first half, and just came out and started the second half. Because that first half, if anybody watching that wasn't a Celtic supporter or a St Mirren supporter would have went like that, fucking hell. I'll just paint that wall and I'll just watch it dry. Because that was about as exciting as the game was. What happened there? Honestly, Tony Ralston's been at our club for years, but my God, he was rank rotten. He's scared to go forward. Even when he passes it back, I'm worried it's not going to reach the centre half or the goalkeeper. How many times did they go back to Schmeichel? And some of his passes were tragic as well, and I'm thinking to myself, for fuck's sake, who's telling him not to go forward? Or is it just no in him to go forward? You cannot play Tony Ralston. He was absolutely, I'm not saying he was the worst, I think he was the worst. Engels, I forgot he was playing until about the 37th minute and he took a corner or something. I went, Christ, I didn't even know he was on the field, Engels. £11 million, and you can't see him, he's hiding. I don't get what's going on here. They are players that are good, but they're just not performing. Get them off again. Why bring Kobe Donovan on with 8 minutes or 10 minutes to go? Why did no start him? If he was injured, he shouldn't have been on the bench. If he wasn't injured, he should have been on the field. You had Engels playing right back. What's going on there? Who decided to play him at right back? I know they're going to say we won the game and that, but for Christ's sake, that's unbelievable. And you had Luke McCown playing outside right. Like, I know we're short everywhere else, but I don't get this. Where's James Forrest? He's just thrown McCown on at right wing. You've got a right winger there that can play it there. I don't get this. You could have took Engels off and put McCown in there and then put James Forrest on the right wing. Again, I thought it looked like Brendan Rodgers was back in the dugout. Like the team that we were playing, the way we were playing, it just looked like, wait a minute, is Brendan back? Because before he left, that was the way we were playing. It was static, it was slow, it was pedestrian, it was absolutely fucking garbage. And that's what we got served up yesterday. I think that's the worst, but you know what? People's talk about St Mirren's getting better. How bad were they and all? You're talking about, they're at home, they've got a chance to beat Celtic, who are on the ropes, and they couldn't string a couple of passes together. They had the better chances, but fucking hell. The St Mirren manager's getting all the praises for what? What is he doing? He couldn't beat a rank rotten Celtic team, and that's what they were. Johnny Kenny, he couldn't hold his water, never mind anything else. Like, he was all over the place. How could you be decent one week and pure shit the next? That was rank rotten. The only player, my head is in and out of the game and all. Did anybody get pass marks in that first half? Nobody, I don't think. I really think they were really bad. You could have took the whole 11 off and put another team on there. Second half, we came out and I thought 10 minutes, alright, we're into it. Tenecti is good on the ball in spells, but then it just disappears again. You could see people, like Engels had the ball at one point telling him to fucking move on, and he was standing beside him going, give me the ball here. It was, I don't know, is it the players? Is it the coaching? That was terrible. If it wasn't for Callum McGregor, this would be a whole different podcast. We'd have dropped another 2 points to a shitty side that we were just as bad. Listen, see their goal. That's a goal. I know the guy was offside when the ball came in, but he never touched the ball and Scalesi's put it by his own keeper. I don't know. Am I reading the rules wrong? Am I reading the game wrong? Get rid of this VAR. It is absolutely shocking. He never interfered with anybody. He never got to the ball, that boy. Scalesi hurt it before he got to him. And I know that there's probably a rule somewhere that says, but he can't be in that vicinity. But my God, if that had been our goal, we'd have been going, that's in. That should have been a goal. And I'm telling you, hand on my heart, that was a goal. That should have been a goal. And that might have woke us up a wee bit. Because even after that, we were shocking. I don't know how many chances. We didn't have any chances. It was shocking. And then out of the blue, Calmac comes up with an absolute screamer. And don't get me wrong, see when he scores that and the fans are on, it's brilliant. It's like the bloody Scotland game the other night. You're under pressure and then you just relieved with that. That was 94 and a half minutes or something it was. It was over the 94 minutes. That's how long it took us to really have a shot on target, which is awful. And how pedestrian were we at just playing back. It was like the first half, we never even, it was like a training session. Why can that not be changed? Why wait till half time? If that's happening in the first 20 minutes, fucking whip people off. If you're not going to go forward, just come off and sit on the bench. It's like picking up your wages for doing absolutely sweet FA. Absolutely nonsense. So anyway, I don't know what else I can say. It was 3 points, and that's all we can take out of the game. And hopefully Aberdeen won the night, because if they don't win, it's going to be hard. If they win, then the pressure's on Hearts and they'll start to fold. But I seriously think that, I don't know what we got today. Somebody's got to put a rocket up that team's arse, because that was rotten today. So again, out of jail, 3 points. Thank you very much, Calmac. Great goal. And I'll see you in a couple of days, or I'll see you before the final game. And hail, hail.